Ontology value equivalent to $0.2073 a coin. The present exchange cost range 0.1975s and 0.2287. The earlier day close 0.2002. The change was plus 0.71 plus 3, 55%. Backwards rate as to Ontology conjecture for September 2024. At the outset cost at $0.1115. Excessive costs at 0.1115, while low costs at 0.0871. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.1010. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.0937. Change for September 16%. Ontology cost expectation for October 2024. At the outset cost at $0.0937. Excessive costs of 0.1116, while low costs of 0.0937. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.1008. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends of 0.1043. Change for October 11th. 3%. Ontology figure for November 2024. Initially cost at $0.1043. Excessive costs of 0.1295, while low costs are 0.1043. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.1148. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends of 0.1210. Change for November 16th. As a percent. Ontology cost expectation for December 2024. Initially cost at $0.1210. Excessive costs of 0.1502, while low costs are 0.1210. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.1332. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends of 0.1404. Change for December 16th. Percent. Ontology figure for January 2025. Before all else cost at $0.1404. Excessive costs are 0.1562, while low costs are 0.1358. The arrived at the midpoint of costs are 0.1446. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends are 0.1460. Change for January 4th. A percent. Ontology cost expectation for February 2025. Before all else cost at $0.146. Exorbitant costs are 0.1813, while low costs are 0.1460. The found the middle value of costs are 0.1607. Ontology cost gauge toward the month's ends are 0.1694. Change for February 16th. Percent. Ontology gauge for WARC 2025. To start with cost at $0.1694. Exorbitant cost 0.1896, while low cost 0.1648. The found the middle value of costs are 0.1753. Ontology cost gauge toward the month's ends at 0.1772. Change for spring 4.6%. Ontology cost expectation for April 2025. At the outset cost at $0.1772. Excessive costs are 0.220, while low costs are 0.1772. The arrived at the midpoint of costs are 0.1950. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends are 0.2056. Change for April 16th. A percent. Ontology estimate for May 2025. Initially cost at $0.2056. Excessive costs are 0.2447, while low costs are 0.2056. The arrived at the midpoint of costs are 0.2212. Ontology cost figure toward the month's ends are 0.2287. Change for May 11th. 2%. Ontology cost expectation for June 2025. To start with cost at $0.2287. Exorbitant costs are 0.2544, while low costs are 0.2212. The found the middle value of costs are 0.2355. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends are 0.2378. Change for June 4th. 0%. Ontology conjecture for July 2025. At the outset cost at $0.2378. Excessive costs are 0.2579, while low costs are 0.2241. The arrived at the midpoint of costs are 0.2402. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's ends are 0.2410. Change for July 1st. 3%. Ontology estimate for September 2025. First and foremost cost at $0.2459. Exorbitant cost 0.2669, while low cost 0.2319. The found the middle value of cost 0.2485. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's end 0.2494. Change for September 1st, 4%. Ontology cost expectation for October 2025. First and foremost cost at $0.2494. Exorbitant cost 0.2671, while low cost 0.2321. They found the middle value of cost 0.2496. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.2496. Change for October 0.1%. Ontology conjecture for November 2025. Before all else cost at $0.2496. Excessive costs at 0.2573, while low cost 0.2237. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 0.2428. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.2405. Change for November 3.6%. Ontology cost expectation for December 2025. Before all else cost at $0.2405. Excessive costs 0.2985, while low cost 0.2405. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.2646. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.2790. Change for December 16th. Ontology conjecture for January 2026. Before all else cost at $0.279. Excessive costs 0.3463, while low costs 0.2790. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 0.3070. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.3236. Change for January 16th, 1%. Ontology cost expectation for February 2026. First and foremost cost at $0.3236. Exorbitant cost 0.3236, while low cost 0.2528. They found the middle value of costs 0.2930. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's end 0.2718. Change for February 16.0%. Ontology estimate for Walk 2026. To start with cost at $0.2718. Exorbitant cost 0.2718, while low cost 0.2123. They found the middle value of cost 0.2461. Ontology cost estimate toward the month's end 0.2283. Change for spring 16.0%. Ontology cost expectation for April 2026. To start with cost at $0.2283. Exorbitant costs are 0.2432, while low costs are 0.2114. They found the middle value of costs are 0.2276. Ontology cost conjecture toward the month's end 0.2273. Change for April 0.4%. Ontology conjecture for May 2026. Before all else cost at $0.2273. Excessive costs are 0.2273, while low costs are 0.1938. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.2142.